Hi guys, this is Hai Kumar Kurtiwada. In this video, we will learn about keyboard events in JavaScript. I have discussed about event handlers in my previous video. Please watch that before continuing this for a better understanding. Let me quickly jump into Visual Studio Code. Here already we have discussed on click and on load. These are the few examples of our event handlers which we discussed in our previous video. Now what I'll do is I'll only concentrate on keyboard events. So what are the different types of keyboard events we have and how and when they have to be used. For example, let me create one particular input field, input with a placeholder keyboard press. So whenever our keyboard is pressed, that means any key is pressed, then I want to call one function. So for that sake, we have an event called as on key press. Then whenever you click any of the key, this will invoke that particular function. So in this case, let me create one function and on key press, there is an event for this on key press, and let me write console.log of key press. So whenever the user presses the key, then this function will be invoked. Let me save this and save this. Let me copy this on key press, call it when the user clicks on the key press. Let me save this and go here. Let me inspect and go to the console, reload this. Now, whenever I click any of the key on my keyboard, then that particular console will be printing. So for example, H, I clicked on H, one key press, J, one key press, K, one key press, L, one more key press. So it is calling 4 key presses at a time. Now, if you want to know what exactly the event is triggering, then we have one option to send the first parameter as event, and you can capture that event in the first parameter of your callback function, and let me print that event. So save this and save this. Whenever you pass the event, then it will send your event to your callback function whenever that event is triggered. So let me reload, and whenever I type something, you can see key press and there is an event called as keyboard event. Keyboard event is having lot of stuff and lot of the properties in this, and if you see, the keyboard is targeted for one input field. That input field is nothing but this particular input field which is targeted. So when you want to have a target element, then you can use event.target. This is one of the important one. And also you have something like a char code. Whatever I have pressed on my keyboard, that character code is printed here. And also if you see the code, that is key H, I have clicked on the key H, and if you see, there will be one property called as key. Whatever the key which we are entering here, that will be registered in this key property. And if you see the key code, this key code is 104. So these are the different type of properties whenever you are triggering a event on your particular field or on your DOM elements. So now let me go here and understand what is a key down event. So for example, let me use a input field, and here let me create one placeholder, something like keyboard down press. So whenever the user clicks on keyboard which is down, that means whenever the key is pressed inside and without releasing itself, it will call that particular key down event on key down. Let's understand it by using one console. Let me write one function on key down and console.log of key down. So try to understand this on key down. Let me call it here, and already it is called, and let me save this, go here and reload. I click any key on the keyboard, then immediately it will trigger without releasing it. Let me hold it for some time. If you see, I am holding it until unless I release it, the key down event is completely triggering and my variable is not getting changed. Let me release it. Now I have triggered 133 key down events as I hold that key continuously. Now when I click again, then again it is increasing its count. So in this way, whenever you are hitting a particular key and until unless you release it, the event will be continuously triggered. So that is where key down will be triggered, and the key down is used in our JavaScript DOM elements. And let me create one more input field the same way, but this time I'll not use key down. Instead, I'll use key up. So on key up event. Let me copy this and go here. Let me create one function on key up and let me write console.log of key up. Let me save this and also save this. Go here and let me change the placeholder to key up press. Save and reload. You see here, when I hold a key on a keyboard, this will not trigger. But whenever I release that key with my finger, then this particular event will be called. So let me hit K. So if you are seeing K is triggered, but here the console is not triggered yet. That means a callback function is not triggered. So whenever I release that key, then the key up is triggered. So what is the difference between key down and key up? Whenever you hold the key down, then that key down will be called. Whenever we release a key after pressing it, then the key up will be called. Key press will be called whenever I click a down or release. So let me clear it off and let me hold it. It will call. That means key press and key down will work the same way. But when you come to key up, whenever you release that particular key, then that event or a callback function will be invoked. So that is the usage of key events and how you can handle the keyboard events in JavaScript. And to make it clear that event handler, whatever we are passing as a parameter here, we can pass on any of the events. You can pass to on key down, you can pass to on key up. Let me copy this and paste here and paste here. Let me go and use it in your parameters and pass this event here and here and also here. So you can see, you can find all the keyboard events there itself. Let me reload, and if I click a press event, you got the keyboard event. A down event, you got the key down event. And if you hold it, it will not trigger. When I release it, it triggered. So key up event is triggered. If you open, all the properties in all the events will be same, but the callback function invoking varies between these three events. And also, I want to let you know about TechZet. TechZet is a platform on Medium where you can learn all the backend stuff. Mainly, it is focused on the Adobe Experience Management, Magento, as well as OSGI, along with the basics of Java. And you can see this link framework completely. So just have a click on the link below in the description and have a look on this Medium blog. If you like, please like, share, follow Medium blog. Hope you like my explanation. If you like my video, like, share, subscribe to my channel for more updates. Signing off. Thank you.